My dear friends, let's give some tzedakah, and now maybe let's give a little bit more tzedakah than usually because today is a very special day. It is the 15th day of the month of Tammuz. It is the Yortzeit. Yortzeit means the anniversary of the passing of the famous holy Chaim Hakadosh, the holy, the saintly, Rabbi Chaim ben Moshe ibn Atar, who was born in the year 1696 in Morocco. He was actually born 2 years prior to the birth of another great luminary, the Baal Shem Tov. And we'll see later connection. But first about Or Chaim. As a young man, he already became famous as being a go and a genius in Torah. He also became a very great student of Kabbalah. He's famous for his books that he wrote, specifically his commentary on the entire Chumash. It's called actually Or Chaim, the light of Chaim, the light of life. It's imbued with a lot of Kabbalistic concepts. But as one who did not want to earn a living from his knowledge, from his teachings, he also learned the skill of goldsmith, and he was an extremely skilled goldsmith. Not wanting to waste time on his expertise in creating beautiful pieces of jewelry, he just worked enough for him to live. And therefore he did not want to open a shop of his own so as not to have to deal with people and everybody coming and putting pressure, I need this, I need this. He just hired himself out to a non-Jewish goldsmith who appreciated his skills and valued his skills and paid him properly. The condition that Or Chaim made was that he's working when he wants, not when he likes. And he worked only when he needed the money. When he had enough money to be able to sit and study Torah, that's what he did. Story is told that one day the Sultan, preparing for his daughter's wedding, made a big order of precious jewelry from this goldsmith. And the goldsmith accepted the order, it was an important order, and expecting Reb Chaim to produce. Happened to be that Or Chaim at that time didn't need too much money. So he worked very little, and the order was not done. Sultan was furious when the wedding came and the order was not finished. The Sultan, being an extremely cruel man, he had a system. Anybody who did not please him, he would just throw him to the lions. He had in his huge, beautiful garden a special zoo, a den, a lion's den, where anybody who would fall out of his grace would become food for the lions. And so, after the goldsmith put the whole blame on Reb Chaim, on the Ben Atar, Reb Chaim ben Atar, or Chaim Hakadosh, that is, the Sultan had the Chaim thrown into this den. When the guards came to pick him up, he just asked, let me take with me my talis, my tefillin, and my siddur. They laughed. What are you going to do with it? But it happened to be that after they lowered the Or Chaim into the den, instead of the lions, their usual enjoying their meal, they all crouched down next to him. And for 3 days, that's what happened. The Or Chaim was sitting and studying in this den, surrounded by the lions, protecting him. When the keepers came back after 3 days to see what's going on, and they saw the image, they ran to the Sultan, who couldn't believe it. The Sultan himself came, and he saw that. He realized that he made a mistake. He erred. And he had the Or Chaim come out of this lion's den, profusely apologized, begged for his forgiveness, promised never to touch any Jew again, and in fact told them, the doors to my palace are always open to you. Rabbi Chaim eventually decided to move to Eretz Israel, to move to Israel. But unfortunately, a year after his arrival, he passed away. He passed away at a very young age of 47. But here is an interesting thing. The Baal Shem Tov, who was in Poland, used to meet with him in the celestial spheres. And he said he saw the Ohr Chaim only up to his knuckles. In other words, saw him in the spiritual dimension. He wanted to see him in the physical way. And he said that if he's going to meet up with the Ohr Chaim, together they will bring about the revelation of Mashiach. And he tried a few times to travel to Israel, but it never happened. What's also noteworthy, the Ohr Chaim on the Talmud that he used, the Gemara Sanhedrin, where the Gemara discusses the names of Mashiach, the Chaim added Mashiach Chaim Shmoi.